In this video, I'm sharing several incredibly scenic hikes in Mount Baker Wilderness. This area of Washington has some of the most dramatic scenery in the state. Located on the western slopes of the Cascades, it's known for its impressive glaciers, rocky peaks, and alpine lakes. And because many of the hikes start at higher elevation, you get those big mountain views right from the start. I visited in August as part of a bigger Washington road trip, and this ended up being my favorite area for scenery. So, if you're planning a visit, here are a few hikes you don't want to miss. First up is Artist Ridge. This easy 1.5-mile loop hike starts from the Artist Point parking area located all the way at the top of Mount Baker Highway. This is definitely a bang for your buck trail because it's short and pretty easy, but the views are absolutely incredible. There are a lot of little side trails and viewpoints that branch off along the way, so having the trail downloaded is a good idea. When I visited, there was a lot of fast-moving fog rolling through the mountains, which made the scenery feel really dramatic. It would sometimes completely cloud the views, but then clear again just a few minutes later. If I had to recommend one hike not to miss in Mount Baker, it would be this one. Next is the Bagley Lakes Trail. This 2-mile loop takes you around the lakes and has beautiful scenery the entire way. The trail features streams, wildflowers, bridges, and boardwalks. It's mostly flat and pretty easy overall. This trail also links up with Chain Lakes Loop and other trails around Artist Point and Heather Meadows. Chain Lakes. At a little over 6 miles, this hike is considered moderately challenging. Also, I think the direction you do the loop makes a difference. I started from the Artist Point parking area and went clockwise, which I thought was a good idea until I realized I had to make the steep climb back up to the parking area, which involved some of these crazy ladders. And I'm not gonna lie, ending the hike that way was pretty brutal. However, the scenery along this trail is incredible. You'll pass multiple alpine lakes, including Iceberg Lake and Bagley Lakes, along with some really beautiful viewpoints. Last up is Picture Lake. This isn't really a hike, more of a short path around the lake, with a few little viewing platforms along the way. It's only about half a mile total, so it makes a really easy stop before or after any of the hikes on this list. If you go on a calm day, the water reflects Mount Shikson perfectly. One really cool thing about Mount Baker Wilderness is that a lot of the trailheads are all in one area, which makes it convenient to do multiple hikes without much driving once you actually get there. As always, I recommend downloading the trails ahead of time on AllTrails or your favorite hiking app so you can confidently navigate the trails. I spent 3 days in Mount Baker, but honestly, I wish I had more time. There was quite a few trails that I didn't get to do. If I could do it again, I would dedicate a full week to this area. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be sharing more from my Washington road trip soon, and in the meantime, you can check out my favorite road trip stops in Oregon. See you in the next one.